Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with my latest journal flip through. This is a winter's woodland walk, and I've used in this a really lovely kit from my friend Release the Craftin'. They have a really beautiful kit called Watercolor Woods. I will link it down below in the description box. And this journal was the culmination of kind of my holiday crafting, and I've had a lot of fun making it. So the cover is made actually from this really beautiful woven plastic bag, believe it or not. This was like a holiday bag that I picked up one day when I was out holiday shopping, and I forgot to bring a bag with me, and you were able to select from a myriad of bags, and I saw this one and really fell in love with it. And the minute I saw it, I was like, this would be a journal cover, I think. So it has this lovely deer on the front and the back. You can see here all of the visible signatures. There are 7 of them in total. I have stitched all around the cover. We have some bits and bobs that kind of stick out here, and I have used 2 eyelets on the front and 1 on the back to do this closure with this sort of hand-painted, fun but simple seam binding. And so when you open up the book, you will find this little flip out in the same material, and it has this little wooden pencil crayon inside it. I've chosen a green one, a little stick pencil crayon, and it is functional. It does go all the way through the wood, and so yeah, we will pop that back in here. Then here on the inside cover, I've used this fun little piece that I made actually during the round robin. So this tips up, and we have a little pocket here that has a couple things in it to play with, a little mushroom, and this says, "Ah, moon of my delight, who knowest no wane." This has kind of like a little bit of a winter magic meets foresty kind of feel. So we have this little owl here looking to the side, and that's a pocket that has this: "The goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe," which is a quote from Joseph Campbell. And that tucks in there. That tips out. We have a dragonfly, frogs. This says "marvelous creature." This tips out, and we have this botanical here from Edith Holden. It's a pocket. This says, "The clearest way into the universe is through a forest." Wilderness is the poem by John Muir that is from. And these little hinges and bits and bobs of text, and we have this lovely moth here. This is tall pine trees waving majestically on this little fold down bit. So see, it's kind of an exploding piece here. We have all these things going on, right? So it's a lot of fun, nice way to open up the book. So then we start over here with this lovely bird. This is from a book called A Brush with Wilderness, and it's Glenn Loates' illustration. And this is a nuthatch. They're the loveliest birds. They kind of jump down the tree. Another Glenn Loates bird. Lots of writing space on these pages too, with just these fine little branch, hand-dyed paper. And then this is the first of the Watercolor Woods collection page from Release the Craftin'. Then a little collage pocket, and I have used this lovely piece. This also has a tuck spot in it for, if you're wanting to put something in here. This is a tuck spot, and it has another tuck spot on the back, and it says "squirrels, cats, and little brown bats." And this was another piece from Round Robin. I made a lot of very naturey, fun pieces during that time, and I wanted to tuck them all into like a very magical feeling journal. So we've got some painted and hand-dyed papers. This beautiful swallows. They're catching these little bugs here. They're like little moths with long tails. And then some cabbage dyed paper. This is a tuck spot here with this journal card. This is like a illustrated wilderness magic at night kind of book. And some beautiful paper back there. I should show you the back as well. And then these lovely lanterns in this kind of night forest. And then a little squirrel here. I've used some Minte paper in here as well. These beautiful papers are Minte. And this is a little journal card that I made. It's a little like shaker card with some sequins in here and an owl on a really pretty old book. And another, this is a belly band, and it says "This Night." And then we have, some dark foresty kind of lore. This is basically the skeletal, illustrations, Astrologie du Megatherium. So I'm assuming this was an ancient animal. It came out of an old like history encyclopedia. And this says the late fruit of the apple tree can be a winter feast for such permanent residents as the grosbeaks. And this says here M.G. Lotz. So that's a Glenn Lotz illustration. Some dyed paper. And this little owl pocket here on this fun sparkly blue paper. And then this lovely tag here, this bird. More of Release the Craftons, Watercolor Woods with these mushrooms and moth. And here we have this beautiful bird, also illustrated by Glenn Lotz. I believe it's a magpie. And then we have chickadees over here. They are some of my favorite winter birds. And more beautiful papers, very foresty. We have the cross section of a log here and some trilliums. Trilliums kind of make their way through this book oddly in different papers I've used from different things. It's quite nice. More cabbage dyed paper and Release the Craftons beautiful kit. And another little pocket that I've collaged here. And another of those winter night kind of a deer looking up at the moon. And some lovely paper back here. Cabbage dyed paper. A little tuck spot up here. And this is from that lovely Minte collection. All these forest animals and mushrooms and things. And this was all made from vintage, like botanical books and vintage paper. It's a collaged, large, like folder style journal card. Cow cockle or cow herb. So a little botany study there. The universe is wider than our views of it, which is a Henry David Thoreau quote on this wood paper with this lovely illustrated card. This is actually from a vintage Dutch magazine called Fleur. And then this is a little chestnut here on some dyed paper. This deer on this folder. This folder's from Release the Crafton. And then this is a large tag that I made from a really fun vintage book. And some cabbage dyed paper. Belly band with some organza silk here. And then this little journal card of a vintage illustration of this cute little weaselly-like animal here. More Release the Crafton, the beautiful moth and flower. More cabbage dyed paper and this beautiful Minte paper. And then this is a little really pretty gold paper and some of my eco-printed fabric. And then this little bit here that I've stitched down for collaging on top. And it's on this black polka dot paper. And I added this very cottagecore feeling journal card with these little tea lights and these beautiful jars. Just on like like an evening's outdoor kind of table. And then we have this library card style pocket with this owl and the moon, and this is from Release the Crafton. I've backed it with some botanicals, and then this is from the original card. And inside of it, this fun illustration of these birds. Journal card. And then a little pocket here with this tag inside. This more kind of dark woodsy goodness. More of the cabbage dyed paper and these beautiful moths illustrated by Glenn Lotz. Painted paper and dyed paper. A little bit of a collage here with ginkgo leaves. And then this is a William Morris design. It's actually a carpet, like a rug, that was designed by William Morris. And then another of these fun, this is the Megalonyx. So more of those illustrated, bones. this shabby fun belly band with this Mr. Fox. This is like a tabbed journal card. It says moon back here, and we have a moon. This was from a really old, like a 1940s children's book that has this very interesting fox illustration. Some more Release the Crafton, these beautiful mushrooms and crystals and things. And then we have a blue jay here. And these lovely birds. This is Glenn Lotes, 1981. Oh, what are these birds called? Cedar waxwings, I believe. Yeah. And then some cardinals. More cabbage dyed paper and Release the Crafton. Their beautiful owl. This pocket here, and again more of that William Morris, and this is another of those large tags that I made from that Animals at Night. It was like an indigenous tales kind of book illustrated for children. And more of that hand-dyed paper, more Glenn Lotes. We have trilliums and orchids. Couple little pockets from Release the Crafton, and this one has this little frog inside, little journal card that just tucks on in there. And then up here we have some little botanicals, also a little journal card. And over here we have this little bird collage, and then this is another of my little tags that I made that look kind of like a sort of a curiosa cabinet, or a little like science project, where we have lots of layering going on in this little tab here that just pops right at the top of the book. The whole thing is a tag with some fun watercolor on the back. And then on this side, more of that beautiful paper and another trillium. And then this opens up. This is again, more Glenn Lotes, Chickadees in the Snow, and this was made during our round robin from this fun piece of junk mail that was sent to me by Mary Ellen of Red Parrot. We have illustrations of the Stellar's Jay from Glenn Lotes, and some more illustration of like wolves and deer. Field sketches, and then this beautiful bird. Release the Crafton owl. Little tuck spot here with another cottagecore postcard of these little blue flowers on this fun blue paper. And over here we have Release the Crafton, this gorgeous envelope, and you open it up inside, and we have this black and white bird illustration. These little look like finches to me, maybe, or grosbeaks. Not exactly sure. More of my dyed paper and more of that beautiful Minte collection. Very magical forest, woodland birds. And another little moth from Release the Crafton with this collaged journal card. Those ostriches, or no, emus. And then we have this belly band here that's from Minte, and I put it together with a couple of pieces. And then this big triple journal tag from Release the Crafton. This moth. More Release the Crafton in cabbage dyed paper. Some deer from Glenn Lotes. A little bit of paint there. There we go. Another Glenn Lotes illustration, and some little field sketches of blue jays. This field sketch of this owl. A little mushroom tuck spot with a snail there. And in here, well, we have this beautiful paper. And then we have all of these. This is the Tit family from this lovely bird book. It's actually on a stitched paper bag that you can write on the back. And inside, I actually did keep the paper bag intact so we could have a journal card in there. And we do. Just have to open it on up here. There we go. And it's another Release the Crafton beautiful journal card. Put that back in here. More Release the Crafton. And then this ticket also is from Release the Crafton. It's on this sparkly blue paper with some moons there, on this William Morris print paper. And then this is some hanging lanterns, another of those cottage core feeling little journal cards. Belly band with some eco-printed fabric stitched on, and then another Release the Crafton journal card of the lovely moth. That just tucks on up in here. Probably should be going down and not up. There we go. I like to do things the hard way when I'm making a video. Cabbage dyed paper. This is a flip out of just beautiful Glen Loats, 1964. Beautiful art. Cabbage dyed paper and some field sketches of owls and painting on the paper. More cabbage dyed. This is from a local paper marbler called the papertrail.ca. This beautiful marbling. I loved the colors with the Release the Crafton pocket, and then a little botanical journal card inside. More cabbage dyed paper, and we have a lovely centerfold of the owl here from Release the Crafton. And more cabbage dyed paper. This is the other side of that fun marbled paper, and I've attached on here this lovely envelope from Release the Crafton with these mushrooms, and inside we have this little frog journal card, and that just pops right in there. And more of the cedar and some collaging of cabbage dyed paper, and a little owl there from Glen Loats. And this is an owly page all together, the owls. So we have the tuck spot, and then this is from Release the Crafton. And behind it is some Glen Loats art, just sort of a field. And it flips out and it says, "The beauty of our wild flowers has always fascinated me. As a young boy, I would frequently explore the rolling hills of the Don Valley." That is, for those of you who are unaware, in our city here, Toronto. "I can vividly recall the lush carpet of purple violets on the woodland floor each spring, and swaying fields of black-eyed Susans during the summer months, and then the splendid splash of color of the wild hawkweed and cornflower heralding the coming fall." I left that there because it's just lovely. I think when people reminisce about nature experiences, they don't even realize it, but they're like writing poetry when they're speaking. I often notice that when you hear people like botanists or just people who are out on a nature walk. It can be anyone talking. William Morris in the background, and then this lovely sparkly paper up front, and a little hedgehog there with this Release the Crafton banner. And inside here we have this monarch butterfly who has fallen. It looks like someone is studying it. They've put some lovely dried flowers beside it there. It's another of those cottage core journal cards, and then another little journal card from Minte. And those just pop in here. More of that beautiful paper from Release the Crafton, and another owl here. Lots of owls in this book. And this is all Release the Crafton, and another owl, of course. Field guide illustrations from Glen Loats on this beautiful blue paper. This is some avocado dyed parchment, just nice crinkle in the book. And some Release the Crafton with a trillium. See what I mean? The trilliums, they go I have Glen Loats trilliums, Release the Crafton, I have all these trilliums. Another little collage pocket here with some stitching on this. This is beautiful handmade paper. It's it looks like crushed leather with copper strands. It's beautiful. And because of the copper, I used this cottage core journal card with this little bolete there, and this lovely wood that looks like it's turning fall to winter. And more cabbage dyed paper. Another Glen Loats bird with a tab from Release the Crafton. Our little nesting blue jays. And then a are they ptarmigan or partridge? I can't remember. But I made it like a little belly band. And this is a Release the Crafton fun little journal card. A freeform shape to it. I put it there because I felt like it kind of looked like a wing going behind the bird. more dyed paper. And then in here we have this fun little, I used a lot of like my desired little book spine bits that I hoard. I use them as bits on the pockets. So this is a little journal card of a bird. And then this is another of the beautiful triple tag pieces from Release the Crafton. And more Release the Crafton's Watercolor Woods. And our crinkly paper. A Glen Lotz illustration, painty paper with an owl. And this is a collage, like triangular pocket that I made. And I did the same thing in both sides. So this is like a very old book. And then I added one of these. This is the bright, showy flowers here and the roses. So these are field guide laminated pages. And I thought they just were really nice in here. And then this is just a collage for writing on of like neutral papers. And it says Odd Conversations. This is some boiled book up here. Another beautiful Minte page. I love the back side of it. It's so pretty with the cabbage dyed paper. And then I added this lovely scrapbook paper that's very lovely illustrations. Pocket of the same paper here. And then this these little eggs, these little speckly eggs, little cottage core. And more Release the Crafton. More hand-dyed paper, and this is like a little magical, this is from a children's book, and it has beautiful watercolory details, and we have like this wizard here with a crow on his shoulder, and I just had to pop him in there because I felt like he just fits so well with the theme and Release the Crafton's beautiful Watercolor Woods. And there he is again, and it's a lovely illustration. Like, I hope you can see it without the glare. It's just a really great illustration. More Release the Crafton, and we have another pocket. I've stitched some fabric on here, and this is just a little folder for writing of this, you know, kind of a little like an abandoned building in the woods kind of pencil style illustration or black work. A dragonfly here, cabbage dyed paper, another Minte page, another of those collage neutrals pages, and then this very back has this pocket with the miscellaneous flowers and the flowers with 5 petals. So another lamination from a field guide map. And then at the back I've just added my signature and the date on this fun cluster. The inside is lined with this beautiful icy shiny fabric. It's really quite nice. So this nice big book is headed up to the shop now, and if you're seeing this video, that means that it is there in my shop waiting to come join you for some winter wandering. And you know, this book would be really good and durable because of what it's made from. It would be perfect for lugging around if you're out doing writing outside in the wet or the wintry weather. If some rain hits it, it's not going to bother it. It would be waterproof because it is made from this recycled plastic that is woven. So yeah, that is this beautiful book. So if you're interested, you can find all my details down below for my Etsy shop. If you're interested in following me for more extra content, I have a Patreon, which is also linked below. This will probably be my last journal for 2024. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you very soon. Bye for now.